As the squad is making preparations for their next mission to rescue Riri, acting squad leader Meatball has presented court-martial's papers to Starbone. This court-martial is directly related to Starbone's impulsive acts on the previous mission in which he abandoned the objective and the squad for his own personal gain. The charges being levied against Starbone are failure to execute a direct tactical order in which Starbone failed to follow the directions of his squad leader when his squad leader directed him to leave the combat zone, and additionally desertion in an active combat zone wherein Starbone left the remainder of the squad behind to pursue his own agenda. Acting squad leader Meatball has advised Starbone of his rights and court-martial proceedings will proceed momentarily. As a closing statement from squad leader Meatball, Scion Squad operates on trust, precision, and the unwavering reliability of its personnel in the high-pressure situations. Any breach, especially under direct siege of the Empire, endangers the entire battalion. This proceeding is conducted to maintain operational integrity and uphold the standards of the United Rebel Forces. Moving on to the mission at hand, acting squad leader Zizal has denied Switch's request to go straight after Black Sun and determined that they should go attempt to rescue Riri from the situation she's got herself into. In this particular mission, Riri's damaged HotAC is limping away from a droid ambush. The primary objective of this mission is simply to get Riri's HotAC 290 off the board successfully. However, due to damage to both its engines and weapon systems, this could be a slightly more complicated affair. Upon hyperspacing in, the party notices that there are two flights of Vulture droids closing in on the HotAC 290. However, the area is absolutely surrounded with droids, so there will likely be continuous reinforcements throughout the entire mission. Starbone valiantly attempts to intercept one of the flights of Vulture droids as the rest of the squad focuses fire on a flight of recently arrived hyenas. The HotAC initially takes some minor damage, but looks like it might be able to escape right up until a single plasma torpedo from a hyena bomber lands a lethal hit on the HotAC 290. With the current primary objective unachievable, the only objective for the squad is simply to survive the encounter and ultimately get out of the battle space. These tasks, however, end up being somewhat complicated, not just because of the copious amounts of droid reinforcements, but also because of the sudden arrival of the mysterious bounty hunter the party had encountered previously. While the bounty hunter did manage to line up several close shots, due to deft maneuvering on the party's part, they were able to avoid the brunt of his fire. Additionally, Slacks in his brand new B-Wing was able to absolutely shred through the bounty hunter's fire spray with almost contemptuous ease. Despite the bounty hunter being dealt with, Zizal did very quickly arrive at the conclusion that he would not ultimately be able to make it completely out of the battle space in time. He was able to limp away, but ultimately decided that commanding a squad simply wasn't for him and handed over the duties back to Meatball. While the squad did ultimately fail the primary objective and also failed to get all of their ships off the table before turn 10 for the secondary objective, the squad did manage to deal with the mysterious bounty hunter once and for all, which was the hidden objective for this mission, and this also of course reduces a lingering threat to their potential survival. When the squad arrives back at their temporary base, Switch doesn't make any real notice of the failed mission. However, she does immediately launch into a pitch for the next mission. So, gentlemen, I'm gonna lay my cards on the table. As Switch says this, Sever makes a remark in tradition and immediately starts laughing. Switch then looks at Sever and says, "That is not why I always lose at Sabak, shut up." Anyway, you guys remember the 414th, right? It's that TIE squadron you guys have been tussling with basically this entire time. Well, it turns out they're an Imperial Navy fighter group, and they were temporarily attached to Governor Grimfane for anti-piracy duties. The thing is, shortly after they started working with Governor Grimfane, the piracy from Black Sun started to die down. My hunch is that Governor Grimfane made a deal with Black Sun. He gives them safe passage through Imperial space, and they give him a nice little cut of the profits. The thing is, if we were to start to disrupt that little arrangement by, say, bombing their spice mining facility, well, I imagine that the Black Sun would want to have a bit of a chat with Governor Grimfane, and Grimfane might not be a fan of it. Additionally, if you're an Imperial governor that's on the take, you can't exactly turn to ISB. So if you're in that situation, who do you turn to? Probably us, right? So I propose we hit the spice mining facility, bomb the hell out of it, and then we try to play Governor Grimfane to see if we can get him to start singing, as it were. At the prospect of even more bombing, the again squad leader Meatball decided that this would be a mission that was right up their alley. And that wraps up today's installment of HotAC. If you want to keep seeing the future episodes of this series, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. As always, danke bitte tschüss.